Good morning, everyone. Get in your car, run. Run to your car. Get down to the depot, speed, jump in that car. Oh, you don't have to. You don't have to do that. It's on the internet. All right, we got two crazy deals here today. I'm a little wacky in the morning here. But this is an explosive deal that Home Depot's putting together. I haven't seen one like this in a while, probably ever, to make that clear. I just can't believe that this kit that they're throwing out there. All right, there's going to be two kits, two 9-tool kits. All right, it's the deal of the day at Home Depot. Limited time. It's an online deal only. As soon as it's gone, it's gone. Has a retail value of, they say, $9.99. You're going to get it 50% off both kits. We're going to go over both kits quick. I'm sorry. My screen Cassidy's getting a little shady. All right, so real quick, we'll start with the Milwaukee because I have it up. All right, starting with we'll start from right to left. All these tools I pretty much did reviews on. They're all great tools, and pretty much the same thing with the Dewalt set. I'll give my thoughts on what set, of course, that I would go with. All right, now if you need to get into a platform, you want to get into a platform, you know, you kind of been I don't really want to buy a $200 kit. I kind of, I don't know what brand I want. I really like Milwaukee, but they're so expensive. Or I want Dewalt, they're so expensive. This is your time. Or you might be an old NiCad platform, or you might even be in like a rigid platform or a Ryobi platform and say, hey, you know what? I kind of want to get something a little bit better. I use my buddy's Milwaukee or Dewalt, and I love it. All right, so these are both brushed models, guys. All right, so they're not brushless, but there's nothing wrong with brushed tools. Same exact thing. All right, real quick, we'll start with the Milwaukee. Now, this is the tool that shocked me. Sometimes when you see these 9-piece or 6-piece or 8-piece, 6-piece nugget set, whatever, there's some junk in there. Now, not junk, but, you'll see a light, a flashlight. They might throw in, an extra little 1.5 amp hour battery or something like that. With this Milwaukee kit, it is just a slamming deal from soup to nuts. First, they give you this impact wrench. Now, this is, $170 impact wrench. I've done reviews on it. We'll go over all the numbers. I think it's the 2650. It has 450 foot-pounds of torque. It's brushed. It is a beast. It's powerful. To get one of these 9-piece toolkits that includes an impact wrench, of kind of this caliber. I mean, it is a heavy-duty impact wrench. Is an amazing deal right off the bat. So you get the impact wrench, get the impact driver, you get the drill, you got the multi-tool, you got the compact recip saw, got the right angle drill, you get a flashlight, a circular saw, and a blower. All right, so you're probably like, you probably get those not cheap, sorry about that. You probably get those small 1.5 amp hour batteries. At most, maybe there's 2.0, those 2.0 slim packs, but no. You're getting 2 3 amp hour batteries with this kit. Okay? Let me go back to this one. So, 3 amp hour batteries, they got the power gauge, you're ready to rock. Now, for $4.99, you can always grab yourself, some 5 amp hours. A lot of times they throw them in on stuff, and now you're ready to rock. This is for a lot of you DIY guys out there, this will probably be the last kit you ever need to buy. The last set of tools. Got your 5-year warranty. If you're not going to be using them every day and stuff like that. Milwaukee, great company. So, let's go to the Dewalt. Actually, you know what? Let me see if it lets me. I tried doing that before and it got all slammed up. All right, let's go to the Dewalt just in case I got to end this video. Sometimes my thing doesn't work that well. My screen Cassidy, it won't let me click over. All right, so this is, like I said, 9-piece lithium ion set, different. Now, it's pretty obvious what set, even you guys who are watching, now if you're a Dewalt fan, you're going to think I'm nuts. But I mean, right off the bat, you look at it. The first thing I look at with these kits, I don't know if you do, is the batteries. So with the Milwaukee, right off the bat, I saw. Now, it's hard to tell sometimes those Milwaukees if they're 3 or the 4 or the 5. I knew they weren't going to be 5. I had a really good feeling they weren't going to be 4. I knew they were the 3, the XC, but they're 3 amp hour batteries. With the Dewalt, I believe you're getting 2 amp hour batteries. Again, I haven't looked it up because I can't really do both. Hopefully, it's going to let me. They're not the 1.5s. I think they're the 2, because the 1.5s are all black. But you get some smaller batteries, all right? All right. Now, this looks like, I'm just looking, because that almost looks like it says XR on it. But, all right, so you get a flashlight just like with the Milwaukee. You get the impact driver, get the multi-tool right angle drill. You get an angle grinder with this one that you don't get with the Milwaukee. Get the full-size recip, circular saw, Bluetooth radio, and your drill. All right. Now, this looks like the 771. I really don't like this drill. The flashlight's awesome. The recip's awesome. Very nice set. I mean, I really just don't like this drill. And for you guys who have this drill, you kind of know what I'm talking about. Be honest. Here's the battery. Yeah, so this is the 2.0. You get the Bluetooth radio, 12 or 20 volt. It's a great set, great value. Again, same exact thing with the Milwaukee. I mean, I might not seem more as excited. I mean, it's a steal for $499. Got to remember. Now, the thing that, kind of separates these two sets, again, you're getting the smaller batteries. I mean, the thing is, this Milwaukee will not get beat at anything these days. They do not care. They want to be number one. They want to always have the best deal. And with this, it's almost like the Dewalt just can't compete. All right, so you get the smaller batteries. The big tool that's missing for me, it might not be for you, is the impact wrench. They're just very expensive, and they're very versatile. I mean, for me, I use the impact wrenches all the time, for lug nuts, for just putting in lag bolts and building, with the deck work that I kind of do, with building, all types of, sheds and stuff in the off season. And I just use a lot of lag bolts with posts and everything. So if for you, though, it might not be an important tool, an impact wrench, you might not really need it. I mean, for me, I like to do my own brakes. I'm putting on my truck. I like to do a lot of work on my truck. I just put on some, it's too early in the morning. I just put on some running boards. So, you got to put everything up there tight. These bolts back on your, the frame of your truck. So you can't mess around. But anyway, so that's the big difference. The batteries, kind of the tool selection. I mean, they give you the right angle drill. This is their multi-tool here. I don't know. It's a good value, but we're looking at it real quick. I don't want to take up too much of your time here. I mean, with this kit, you don't get a radio, which is not a big deal. You got your little recip saw. I mean, you can balance them off. You really can. You could say this one's better than this one. Now, if you're in these platforms and, it doesn't make a difference what I say, you're going to do what you want to do. But for the new guy, it's kind of you're stepping into a whole new platform. But for me, and then, everyone can disagree, can agree. I wish Makita and Bosch had these deals, and, because you got to remember that there was a huge deal this Black Friday. I think it was $399 or $379. It was a 5-piece Makita set. And I heard a lot of buzz about it on Instagram, and I heard people talking about it actually in Home Depot. And everyone was going nuts. Wow, $399 or $370, I can't remember, for this 5-piece. And it was the old brush tools from Makita, but You got to think, for another $100, you're getting an impact wrench, you're getting a blower, a right angle drill, and a multi-tool. So, you know, sometimes you buy these sets and you end up regretting it just a week later during Christmas season. But you can always bring them back at Home Depot. They're great. But these are the two sets. They're great deals. I kind of rambled on and couldn't think. It's way too early. I haven't had my coffee. It's 6:55 in the morning. Oh, they let me go to it. So, go to Home Depot and you can kind of look at, what they actually, if you want to look up some of the specs on them, here's some of the stuff. So yeah, the hammer drill driver, 500 inch-pounds. These tools have been out a while. They're not brushless, but they're good quality tools. You got to ask yourself if it makes sense. Do you want to spend this kind of money for a brush set? I mean, guys who are in construction and stuff, I mean, they don't really care about that stuff. They really don't. I hate to tell you. We had a little talk yesterday on one of my vids. I mean, I say it and I'll say it again. And, some people are like, I never seen one person use a Ryobi. I can tell you where I am in the United States, Ryobi are freaking huge. A lot of the companies, they use Ryobi. Everywhere you see Ryobi tools professionally being used commercially. And, a lot of the guys who do it don't even know what a brushless tool is. They buy whatever is cheap. They get the job done, and that's it. So, but anyway, hey, you can look up a lot of the specs and stuff here. Same thing with the Dewalt. Yeah, the impact wrench was the 2662. So, sorry about that, 2662. But yeah, the hacksaw and everything, multi-tool, LED light, 2 contractors bags. You get the 2 3-amp-hour batteries. All right, I went over all this already. So check it out online. I'll catch you guys on the next